This video is based on an article I wrote on my blog. Link to the article is in the description. Praying for a cheating husband. Your weakness is your strength. I'm not a woman and I'm not even married, but I know few things in this life are as painful as living with a cheating husband. For you to get to the point of praying for a cheating husband to stop is sad, to say the least. The bare minimum that God requires of every man who has a wife is to be faithful. Failing to get the bare minimum is straight up pathetic. God foresaw these things and put in place laws that protect wives in case their husbands cheat. The sad reality is that most wives don't know that God has provided laws to protect them from cheating husbands. In this video, I'll elaborate to you the laws so that they help you in your situation. Praying for a cheating husband to stop. From the surface, praying for a cheating husband to stop committing adultery looks easy, but it requires wisdom to pull it off. Wisdom is an attribute of God, and when applied in situations, it yields the best results. A cheating husband cheats either because he lacks self-control or because he has no regard for marriage. The Bible tells us in Proverbs chapter 25 verse 28 that a man who lacks self-control is like a city whose walls are broken down. If your husband is cheating because of lacking self-control, there is only one way to help him: get him to know the truth. Self-control is a fruit of the Holy Spirit. Without the infilling of the Holy Spirit, there is no self-control. Your husband may genuinely love you, but still fail to be faithful to you if he doesn't get self-control from the Holy Spirit. Remember also that faithfulness is a fruit of the Holy Spirit. In short, if your husband struggles with faithfulness in marriage, he needs an infilling of the Holy Spirit. Unfortunately, nobody can force an infilling of the Holy Spirit on another. Your husband has to willfully seek the infilling of the Holy Spirit and in the process develop self-control and faithfulness. As a wife, you can pray to God to reveal this truth to your husband. By virtue that you are his wife, you have a strong spiritual bond that will play to your advantage. In the eyes of God, a husband and a wife are one. Husband cheating because of disregard to marriage. Being a husband is not easy. The Bible demands that husbands must love their wives as Christ loved the church. Christ's love for the church included many sacrifices, which can be hard for husbands to put up with. One of such sacrifices is leaving vengeance to God. When Christ was mocked, he didn't fight back, but left vengeance to God. When a wife misbehaves, the husband is often tempted to punish her because of his superior position in the marriage, but God forbids it. Some husbands cheat as a form of punishment for their wives. A husband who cheats with the claim that his wife is not attractive is basically punishing the wife for not keeping herself in shape. This is clearly against God's law. As a wise wife, you can capitalize on this to get God to fight for you. Cry out to God in prayer and tell him that your husband is punishing you, yet it is against his law. This will prompt God to act. When praying against your cheating husband who disregards faithfulness and love, present your prayer as a request to God to fix your husband for disregarding the laws of marriage that God has put in place. God is always eager to fix people, and he does it so well, provided cases against them are valid. There is no cheating husband that is too hard for God to fix. The mistake that most wives who have cheating husbands make in prayer is praying as if the husband is only grieving them and not God. The truth is that the anger of God against a cheating husband is greater than the anger of the wife against him. Your anger against your cheating husband is only a shadow of the anger God has against him. All you need to do is to permit God to act. And you permit God to act by taking yourself out of the way. The position of a wife praying for a cheating husband. One major obstacle that works against the prayer for a cheating husband is the position of the wife. The devil is usually behind cases of unfaithfulness in marriage. When you pray to God for your cheating husband, the devil comes with counter-accusations against you. God is a judge and he has to listen to both sides of the case. If the devil presents a better argument than you, God will withhold his judgment. This is how it happens. A wife complains to God in prayer that her husband is cheating. God takes pity on her and is about to intervene when the devil brings charges against her. The devil accuses her of harboring bitterness against her husband, which violates God's law. The devil then asks God if he will fight for a woman who has bitterness in her heart. Because God can't break his law, he refrains from helping the woman. The counter-accusations of the devil are an impediment to many of the prayers that wives pray to God against their cheating husbands. To defeat the devil's counter-accusations, play the humility card. Humility acknowledges that your husband is doing wrong by cheating on you, but that you are not perfect either. This is why I said present your prayer to God in such a way that God understands that you want your husband to keep God's law of marriage, even though you will benefit from it also. If you pray with only your pleasure in mind, the devil's counter-accusations against you will stop God from acting. A short parable for the prayer of a cheating husband. I know it may be hard to grasp some of these explanations. I hope this parable will ease things for you. Imagine thugs break into the house of a drug dealer and steal valuable goods. The drug dealer reports the case to the police and investigations commence. When the thugs are arrested, they reveal that the guy they stole from is a drug dealer and they produce evidence to confirm it. Good for the drug dealer, he had already confessed that he was a drug dealer and a separate case was opened against him. In the end, the goods the thugs stole are returned to the drug dealer, but the drug dealer also ends up serving the sentence worth his crime. The prayer against a cheating husband is like the plea of the drug dealer who has lost valuable goods. The judge in court is God. The thugs represent the devil. When you choose to take your case to God against your cheating husband, you are also reporting yourself for being an imperfect wife, because no husband ever cheats on a perfect wife. But it is always good to take your case to God because it will be a win-win situation for you, despite the price you will have to pay. Just make sure you acknowledge the truth and confess your crime as well. Until next time, peace.